1. The shock shift. Why Cambodia is suddenly on everyone's radar. Something strange is unfolding across Southeast Asia. Something subtle at first, almost invisible, but now impossible to ignore. For decades, Thailand stood uncontested as the ultimate escape for foreigners. Men tired of stress, men escaping cold winters and colder relationships, men desperate to find a breath of freedom they felt was stolen from them back home. Thailand was that breath. It was the dream, the playground, the sanctuary, where life felt lighter, where food tasted better, where people smiled more easily, where everything felt possible. But now, conversations in expat bars sound different. Whispered debates in Facebook groups have shifted. YouTube comments hint at a silent migration happening under the radar. Foreigners are not just talking about Thailand anymore. They're questioning it, comparing it, reconsidering it. And increasingly, they're leaving it behind. Not because Thailand has collapsed or lost its charm. Thailand is still beautiful, still vibrant, still intoxicating in the way only Thailand can be. What has changed is the foreigner. The man who once arrived at 25, full of energy and ambition, is now 45 and tired. The man who once wanted fun and noise now craves peace and silence. The man who once chased adrenaline now wants meaning. And the one thing he wants most, the thing he struggles to admit out loud, is freedom. True freedom. The kind you feel in your bones the moment your feet touch the ground of a place that doesn't ask too much of you. That feeling, long associated with Thailand, is now being rediscovered somewhere else across the border. In a country foreigners once ignored or feared or misunderstood. Cambodia, a place rougher around the edges. Less predictable, less curated, less polished, but somehow more honest, more real, more alive. Foreigners are not flocking to Cambodia because Cambodia promised them paradise. They're coming because Cambodia offers something priceless: the ability to breathe again, the ability to exist without constant pressure, the ability to live without calculating every move. In short, Cambodia gives men back a feeling they lost somewhere along the way, the feeling that life is still wide open. This is the story of that shift. The story of a quiet global migration fueled not by glamour or hype, but by emotional need. Cambodia is becoming the new beginning for men who thought they no longer had one. 2. The Thailand fatigue. Why foreigners are quietly leaving Thailand. Thailand hasn't changed as drastically as people claim. The temples still glow. The beaches still sparkle. The food still seduces, and the nightlife still pulses with the same energy it always had. But the relationship between foreigners and Thailand has undeniably shifted. Over the years, Thailand grew up. It became more organized, more regulated, more expensive, more polished, less of a wild frontier, and more of a fine-tuned tourism machine. The old Thailand, the one that lived in stories told by veteran backpackers and early expats, slowly faded. Places that once felt raw became curated. Communities that once felt intimate became overcrowded. Visa rules tightened, costs climbed, and a subtle kind of exhaustion settled into the foreigner experience. It wasn't anything dramatic. It was the slow erosion of unpredictability, the slow rise of commercialization, the slow disappearance of the feeling that anything could happen at any moment. Foreigners didn't set out to outgrow Thailand, but they did. And once they did, many began searching for something Thailand no longer offered: the thrill of discovery, the freedom of a less regulated life, the warmth of a community not yet fatigued by mass tourism. That search pointed in one direction toward Cambodia. 3. The Cambodia curve, the new kind of attraction foreigners didn't expect. Cambodia is in a rare moment in its development, a sweet spot between modern comfort and raw authenticity. It is modern enough to feel safe, but not so modern that everything feels artificial. It still has uneven sidewalks, chaotic markets, unexpected conversations with strangers, unfiltered neighborhoods, and emotional warmth untouched by global tourism's cynicism. Foreigners walk into Cambodia expecting affordability and easier visas. What surprises them is something deeper: the sense of being early, the sense of arriving in a place before the crowds, before the influencers, before the systems tighten and the prices climb. Cambodia gives foreigners a feeling that is almost impossible to find anywhere else in Asia today: the feeling of becoming part of a story that is still being written. When a foreigner sits at a cafe in Phnom Penh or wanders through the quiet streets of Kampot, he doesn't feel like a tourist lost in a sea of millions. He feels noticed. Not because he is foreign, but because community still holds meaning here. People acknowledge him. People speak with him. People treat him like an individual, not a customer. Cambodia offers foreigners something much rarer than low rent. It offers emotional space. 4. Lifestyle freedom. The daily life that changes foreign men. Daily life in Cambodia carries a softness that foreign men rarely find elsewhere. Mornings feel calm. Afternoons move slowly. Evenings don't demand anything from you. You can sit in a cafe for hours without anyone raising an eyebrow. You can walk along the river and feel like time itself has loosened its grip. Nothing feels rushed. Nothing feels forced. The pressure that follows you everywhere in the West, and the pressure that increasingly follows foreigners in Thailand, simply isn't here. Men who settle in Cambodia often admit that they feel genuinely at peace for the first time in years. They feel like Cambodia doesn't ask too much of them. It doesn't judge them. It doesn't compare them. Doesn't push them into a mold they don't fit. Life feels easier, slower, lighter. A man can finally hear himself think again. And for many, that alone is worth more than the nightlife, the beaches, or the cost of living. 5. The relationship factor. Why Cambodian women create a different experience. This is the topic foreigners avoid on camera, but speak about openly among themselves. Relationships. Cambodia has unintentionally become a place where many foreign men feel a kind of emotional acceptance they haven't felt in years. Cambodian women, in general, interact with foreigners in ways that feel warmer, more patient, and less transactional than what some men experience in more developed or more touristic countries. It isn't about fantasy or stereotype, it's about emotional reality. Foreigners who felt invisible back home suddenly feel seen. Men who felt unwanted elsewhere feel appreciated. Those who felt overwhelmed by competitive dating cultures find something slower, quieter, and more respectful in Cambodia. For many men, especially those who went through painful breakups or lonely years, the emotional safety they feel in Cambodian relationships becomes life-changing. 6. Economy and the invisible advantages. Economics is the most obvious difference, though ironically not the most powerful one. Life in Cambodia is significantly cheaper than in Thailand. Rent, food, drinks, transportation, even healthcare, all cost less. But the real advantage is emotional. When life costs less, stress evaporates. When stress evaporates, men relax. When men relax, they start enjoying their lives again. Foreigners living in Cambodia often say that for the first time in decades, they don't feel financially hunted. They don't feel like one emergency away from disaster. They don't feel trapped in a cycle of earning and spending. Cambodia offers something the modern world rarely gives anyone anymore: breathing room. 7. Culture, respect, and the social equation. Respect is one of Cambodia's greatest strengths in the eyes of foreigners. Thailand's mass tourism created distance, a polite but unmistakable barrier between locals and foreigners. Cambodia never had that barrier. In Cambodia, foreigners are still rare enough to spark curiosity rather than fatigue. That sense of being acknowledged, even in small interactions, has a profound effect on the emotional well-being of foreign men. Cambodian culture has a gentle dignity to it. People are warm without being invasive, polite without being performative, calm without being cold. Foreign men often describe the country as emotionally quiet, a place where they feel included without having to fight for space. That feeling alone becomes addictive. 8. The nightlife shift. Nightlife in Cambodia offers something Thailand once had but lost: authenticity. Thailand's nightlife has become refined, structured, commercialized, sometimes even predictable. Cambodia's nightlife still feels human. Phnom Penh's bars, Siem Reap's quieter corners. Even the chaotic energy of Sihanoukville, these places retain unpredictability, sincerity, and personal connection. Foreigners who once chased chaos are now chasing connection. They want conversations, not performances. They want warmth, not spectacle. Cambodia provides nightlife that feels like Thailand decades ago: alive, human, intimate, and emotionally real. 9. Foreigners who leave and come back. One of the strongest signs of Cambodia's growing magnetism is the number of foreigners who leave and then return. They try Vietnam's energy, Thailand's familiarity, the Philippines' romance, Bali's beauty, or even their home countries. But many quietly return to Cambodia. Not because Cambodia is perfect, but because it's the place where their life made the most sense. Cambodia isn't a love at first sight kind of country. It's a slow burn. It's a quiet affection that grows without you noticing until one day you realize you're happier here than anywhere else. That slow warmth is what brings men back again and again. 10. The future. More than a new Thailand. Cambodia is not becoming the new Thailand. It's becoming something deeper, something more meaningful. Thailand built a global tourism dream. Cambodia is building a human refuge. Foreigners are not choosing Cambodia because they want another Thailand. They're choosing it because they want a second chance at life, emotionally, financially, socially, spiritually. Cambodia is offering men a chance to rebuild their confidence, rediscover their purpose, and rewrite their story without pressure or judgment. Cambodia doesn't promise perfection. It promises space. Space to breathe, space to change, space to begin again. And in a world where men increasingly feel crushed by expectations, that is the most powerful gift any country can offer. If you've stayed with me until this point, then you already feel what so many others feel: the pull of Cambodia, the quiet truth behind this shift, the reason so many foreigners are rethinking everything they thought they knew about life in Asia. And if you want more stories like this, more deep dives, more real conversations about the places that change us, then now is the time to subscribe. We are unbelievably close to reaching 1,000 subscribers, and every single person who hits that button helps this channel survive and grow. So take a second, click subscribe, leave a comment, share your own experiences, and help us keep building a community that speaks honestly about life, travel, love, freedom, and everything in between. Your support means more than you know, and it allows me to keep creating the kind of content no one else is willing to make.